IanArthurs.com here. Thanks for checking out the video. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for future videos. Today's video is part one of a three-part series on one of my favorite topics, playing outside. Now, first off, we need to address the obvious question, what does it mean to play outside? The short answer is when you solo over a chord progression, there's a set of notes that we call a scale or a mode that matches that chord progression. We have 7 notes in a scale. So considering there are 12 notes in music, that leaves us with 5 notes that are outside of the scale. To play outside means that we are using those outside notes that are not in the scale in our solo, even though it doesn't fit the chords that we're playing. Therefore, these outside notes can sound very odd to us or even harsh sometimes. Playing outside is challenging for people at first because it's easy to make it sound like we're just playing things incorrectly instead of using the outside tones for a desired dramatic effect. Secondly, why do we play outside? The answer is simple: tension and release. Adding outside tones adds a degree of tension which is unsettling to the ear in a way, but it can sound great if you know how to step outside of your scale and then come back into it seamlessly and resolve. The tension and release principle keeps things interesting by adding a degree of unpredictability to your playing. So to get started with playing outside, we're going to break this down with 3 different ideas in 3 different videos so you can work on each concept individually and then put them all together to have a true concept of playing outside. First, let's talk about some necessary information regarding today's lesson format. I'm going to be playing just over a 1-chord backing track to demonstrate these ideas. I'm going to be using just an A minor 7 chord as my backdrop for today's video. The notes of the A minor 7 chord are A, C, E, and G. The A minor pentatonic scale we're going to play over it is A, C, D, E, and G. The only note in the scale that is not in the A minor 7 chord is D. Everything else is the same, so just about anything that you play will sound good over that chord. Now with that, we're ready to get to it. We're just going to first start with a very small motion outside. The first motion outside we're going to do is what we call the flat 5th, the flat 5 of the key. So in the A minor pentatonic scale, A, C, D, E, G, we're going to add that and make what we call a blues scale. The blues scale is an extremely common scale and is a great way to start getting outside tones in your playing because we're already so used to hearing the blues scale. It's incredibly common in rock, blues, jazz, and so on and so on. I'm going to play over just my A minor 7 chord backing track, adding what we call the blue note to make the blues scale. But first, before I can really venture outside, I need to establish inside. That's kind of rule number 1 with playing outside. So establish your inside. It's a crucial element to playing outside because then once you travel outside, you have a home base to return to. If you never establish inside, then it just sounds wrong. It just sounds like you're playing the wrong notes instead of playing outside. Let's go ahead and try it out. I'm going to start by establishing my inside by just playing the A minor pentatonic scale very plainly. Now, you're going to hear that I'm targeting that root note a lot. I'm going to keep coming back to it and landing on it at the end of each phrase. Once you've established your inside enough, then you can start to add a small motion outside. You can hear that E flat that I just threw in. especially whenever you use it right next to the fifth. We have the flat 5 is E flat, and then E is the fifth. So if you go back and forth between the flat 5 and the fifth, it can make it sound outside, but still resolving by going back to your normal pentatonic shape afterwards. And then if you want to get really funky with it, you can play the flat 5 and the 5 at the same time. So you can see by just adding that one tone outside that once again we're adding just a little bit of tension. It's nothing crazy, but just a little bit of tension that we can then resolve by going back into your pentatonic scale. Now you can also reach that flat 5 with a little just half step bend from D to get there instead of just going with a fretted note. So whatever you want to do with it, however you want to use it, both octaves works, or you can just throw it in starting here on that G string, that works. It doesn't matter. Whatever you want to do with it is fine. Just try to step outside and then work your way back inside to add that resolve at the end. So that's pretty much it for this video. The idea here is to take that concept, practice it, work on it for next time. Our concepts are going to get a little bit more challenging with each one that we use here. So this is the easiest one just to start to get your ears used to hearing those outside tones. We'll get more and more complicated as we go. So we got a couple more of these coming up. I hope you liked it. Check me out at ianarthurs.com, and I'll see you on the next video. All right, thanks, guys.